Clash of Clans podcast presents The War Log, Episode 2. Episode 2 is a continuation of the conversation that Jake and I had in Episode 1, so we'll jump right in.
This, the iTunes or the Google whatever, that quote leak, it says, it starts talking about power up your clan with clan perks, request troop. It's like there's almost like leveling up for your clan. So maybe that's the first step in that direction is something like that a perk or something that you build up points for. That's sort of questing or whatever you want to call it.
And so this was really interesting, this whole thing, because this leak, I feel like, has got to be, I mean, it was definitely put out by Supercell, because if they were going to have, someone was going to go to the trouble to hack their, page or whatever, they would do something a lot more, insidious than put out a believable update. I'm going to put out a slightly...
Goblin hero or something crazy.
Including, canon level 13, they'd put in some kind of like weird, bestiality porn or something,
honestly,
on there.
One of my favorite things on here is the Clan Wars opt-in, opt-out. I mean, how awesome would that be and how simple? I mean, so many times we were kicking people before wars, this person's on vacation or whatever. Just it's a simple thing, opt in, opt out, and then you hit search and you don't have to worry about kicking people.
Well, so I actually had, that would be awesome, and it would be awesome for me right now because I'm coming and going out of my clan. I got this new job that's making it so I can't really war during the week and stuff. But, so we have had tons of players who kind of became casual. They were, fairly serious war players before, but just the amount of work that goes into adapting your attacks, they had an attack style that maybe 3 weeks earlier everyone was doing, and it was the way to go, and now 3 weeks later everyone's like, dude, why are you still doing Go Wee Wee with back-end loons? It's all about doing, Go-Ho and Go-La-Loon now, get with the program, and they're just like, well, I just learned this, man. What the hell?
Yeah, I just got good at this. What is your problem?
Just got good at this. Which, and that's, and I definitely feel for those people because that's, it takes a lot of, time and effort to stay up on all the constantly changing, clan war strategies and stuff. It's really interesting. I was listening to something the other day, or watching something where they were talking about people that were using there was a war clan that was using mass drags, and they were going against a war clan that was go wiping, and the one that was go wiping was beating the mass drag clan, and so there's everyone's so there's such a succession of people that are so far behind each. There's the people that are still doing max drags somewhere, and then the go wipers, and then the ones
blind, dude. It's terrible.
And then you got the ones that are doing Go Wee Wee instead of Go Wipe, and then, just moving up and up and up, then the hoggers, and then the ones that are, get going in with the Go-La-Loon now, and so that, that's where we are, is Go-Ho and Go-La-Loon, but I'm guaranteed there's clans out there where that's not, where they're past that, we fought, Clash Heads the other day. We got matched up with Clash Heads, and they were...
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did. We, of course, got beat pretty badly, but it was fun, and we saw some really interesting strategies, just way, the same, similar things to what we've been doing, but just developed much farther, and just learned so much from watching their attacks and stuff, and it was it was really interesting. And so no matter where you are, I think, well, maybe not no matter where you are, there's definitely a pinnacle somewhere, but there's always people that are ahead of you, and so it's really interesting to see like those people that are doing the mass drags, like in 4 months they're going to be where we we are now, and then we're going to be way past doing something else, doing the healer,
and
the new
weird
healer
you say that because like the I look back at my having the YouTube channel is sort of like a time capsule. You can watch these old things, and you're exactly right. It's like it's a constant evolution. And I look back at what we were doing even 10, 15, 20 wars ago, and it's like the attacks that were sort of our go-to then are sort of our novelty attacks when there's a weak base, and so it's this constant this growth of something a little bit better and a little bit better, and just as simple as a hog attack. Not talking about a go-ho or a holo, just what I call a straight hog attack. I'm about to put out a new how-to hog video because just that has changed so much since I did that video. Talking about post-update, just using hogs, but the base designs, all that stuff's changed. So it's like I feel this need to show how we're doing it now versus how we did it 2 months ago, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and so that is super interesting to me how quickly that stuff changed. But so the reason I got into talking about that was the whole opt-out thing. So all these people that and the other thing we talked about last time we got together was how it sucks that Clan Wars has made the social aspect less important. Like these people that I was like, good friends with got kind of, forced out of the clan, or they removed themselves from the clan because they just couldn't, put in all the time to keep up with, the constantly changing attacks and stuff like that. And we have a new, like a farming clan, kind of sister clan where all the players that, need a break from war or, or need to kind of learn some stuff before coming back to the main clan, or just, are not as active anymore, kind of going over there. But so the thing about the Clan Wars opt-out is that all these players that couldn't keep up with the war development, they would all still be in the clan. And so we would have a clan of 50 people, and then like, maybe 20 people at a time warring or something, and all these amazing
25 wars or something.
Yeah, and all these amazing new people that we have that have joined, they would have never joined the clan because there wouldn't have been room for them. We'd always be full. If we had all sorts of people who were, OG members, who are great people that I love, but there wouldn't be room for all these new war attackers that come in. And so
you wouldn't just boot them because they just want to opt out a few wars or something.
Yeah,
they're holding space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they're co-leaders or whatever, and so it's. I think if they do that, we would probably put something in place like you need to war at least once a week or something like that, just so people aren't just camping in the clan. But it would be nice to have more like leadership type people in the clan that can help keep things under control, or or at least like help just give people advice and things like that. People that aren't necessarily don't have the time to put into warring constantly.
The pressure at the time to actually be in there.
Yeah, but we definitely don't want a big group of people who aren't war-related at all, just taking up space in the clan.
You don't want 45, 50 members and 20 of them opting out. That's counterintuitive. Yeah. You wouldn't want that.
So, but it would be nice, like, because we are always like, we've been below 30 members for a while now, just because we've had some really good people move on to higher level war clans. We've had a little bit of that where people will come and war with us for a few weeks and they're like really good, and then they they move up to the next tier of people. So we've had a couple people like that, but mostly they're people that get booted because they aren't pulling their weight, and so it's a constant, like we have our core people, but the extra people, it's just a constant, mill of
constant revolving door.
Yeah, exactly, revolving door of new people. But it's always, then there's always those people that stick, and then become elders, and that, and so it's really I don't know, and it's nice the fact that we've been on your channel and Hulk's channel and the podcast and stuff. It's like it brings kind of a more serious type of player to, when they come and apply to the clan. Like, it's people that are watching, 3-star videos and stuff, and it just, by definition, they're going to more likely than not be a better player than some random person that you find off Global, or whatever other reason, a friend of a current member. But so speaking of appearing in your videos, I saw, and I still haven't seen it yet, that you went to House of Zod for a hitchhiker video the other day.
Yeah, I did. They actually had a really good war when I went.
Nice.
Cool guys, and they had it's kind of they wrecked this clan, literally 2 stars away from a perfect war. It was ridiculous. But it was kind of a weak clan, so I kind of struggled to find, and it's always a struggle. It's a weird thing, when you want to show 3 stars and good attacks, but when you have these weak bases, it's kind of like the people out there that are watching my channel, they know, it's like you're not going to slip one past them. They're like, dude, the wall sucked, or that layout sucked, or that
double giant bombs
defenses.
are obviously right there. Going the same direction.
Double giant bombs you could trigger with one hog. you can't get anything past them, so it was kind of nothing against House of Zod, because they just wreck those guys. But it's always that struggle to find legitimate bases being 3-star to show the people. Because my freaking viewers are like hawks, man. They're like, no, wait a minute. It's like a magic show that they're trying to tell you how you did it, It's crazy. But it was awesome. They were cool guys, and they were excited, and obviously, from me being on the podcast and everything, they knew who I was, so it was fun.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that and see who ended up on it and stuff. And
you need to be watching it. Damn, dude.
I just saw it on Twitter the other day, so I gotta.
Yeah, it's only about 8 videos ago, so you don't have much to catch up on. No big deal.
I'll sneak on there. Maybe
it's crazy, and I know you have said it on podcasts since then, and it's crazy. It really, I know it's crazy to you, but being in my shoes, when we did the first podcast that we did, we were at a little over 3,000 subs, and to where the channel is now, it blows my freaking mind. It's like 4 times. We're over 12,500. It's the growth is continuing to speed up. It's not like the growth is steady or constant. Every month I'm looking back and saying, I was only getting this many subs a day last month, and now I'm much more than that. It's like this exponential growth, and it really blows my mind.
Yeah, that was, looking at the calendar here, that was less than 2 months ago. You were at 3,000, and now you're gained 9,000. When did you start doing YouTubing?
Here, a second, I'll pull it up and I'll tell you the exact date. It was late. The first video I made, where the hell? Hold on a minute. Right here, about. The first video I made I joined, I guess I made the channel August 20th. I think the first video I made was the 22nd. So August 22nd, 2014, was the first video.
Then we did our recording December 23rd, and now it's February 21st, so it's all about, and so August, September, October, November, December. So the first 4 months it was 3,000, and the next 2 months it was 9,000. So what do you, and I know I asked you this before, but you didn't really have any kind of idea at the time, but do you have any idea of why you've been growing so quickly now?
No. And I talked to my wife about it, and I'm like, where do you think it'll plateau? You know, where will it all of a sudden, okay, I'm getting
Finland.
this many subs today. Yeah, let's hope, because I would love to talk to those guys. I don't know. I don't. It's crazy to me. I mean, literally, I know that's, maybe it sounds stupid to say, but I mean, like, I'm blown away. I live in a town of 2,500 people, and I've gained that many subs since I did the 10,000 sub video, which seems like just yesterday. You know, it's blowing my mind, and I don't know if it's just something different. I don't know if that's my opinion, because I get so many subs that say, hey, man, I didn't even know there was something out there like this. I was watching, Masterov and nothing against Chief Pat or Masterov or any of these guys, but I was watching those type of channels, and I was wanting to learn how to play this game, and now I found that. So I think it's just that, just being different. It's something that Hulk and I and Clash with Maddie and a very few people actually do and put out regular content. So that's my opinion, but I don't know that to be true. It's just.
Well, and something that's interesting is that you blew past Hulk, who is kind of the original, war strategy YouTuber, guy. And, but there, I think there's a very clear reason which is that he, intentionally does not try to give his viewers what they want. He kind of says on his Twitch channel,
he's an asshole.
I could give a fuck if you guys are watching this. I'm not gonna do what you guys want me to do. You see a lot of people on Twitch, what should I do today, guys? He's like, I'm never gonna do what you guys want me to do. I'm gonna do whatever I feel like doing. And so he'll be, doing some playing his fucking Minecraft. Oh God.
Oh my God.
And people are like, no, play, do this, do that, stream some more types. No, fuck that. I feel like playing Minecraft right now. It's just.
And in Hulk's defense, he's an asshole, and he just can't help it.
He is.
He's an.
And it was his defense. I was defending him as to why his channel isn't growing as much as it's not because he's not a good YouTuber. It's because he doesn't give a fuck.
No,
he's a
great
viewers.
YouTuber. But early on, when my channel was first coming up and he was giving me support stuff early on, it was he would go a week without posting a video. Well, you can't do that on YouTube. I mean that is anti-growth, So it's strictly by choice. I mean, Hulk could have been way bigger than me. He decided not to be because he's an asshole. I love him. He's an asshole. He's just fuck you guys. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, we passed Hulk, which is crazy to me because I was, back when I had 500 subs and he had 1,500 or whatever, I was looking up to him. It was oh my God, I'll never get that big. And now, in a week, I get more subs than that. So it's crazy, and it's humbling because I don't understand it, honestly. I mean, I know there's when I first started playing Clash, I looked for things like that, and I watched people like Chief Pat, but I also gravitated towards their videos that did teach me something. It was always, there was a nugget here or there. You had to dig for it. And so I guess it was just sort of ingrained in me when I started doing it that's what I wanted to see. So that's what I was going to put out. And I think that's what, I had a comment just today or yesterday saying, hey, you're getting big, but don't ever stop putting out this stuff that is teaching us, because that's why we're here. It's not, I've never been under the impression that people are here for me. I'm not that funny. I'm not that charming. It's just, I know why they're here. They're here because they want to learn how to play this game a little better. So I don't think there's ever going to be an issue of me not providing that, because that's what interests me,
Well, and it is, I mean, it's a legitimate concern that so many YouTube fans have, is that it kind of the competition of it, or the stress of trying to keep your channel relevant and keep growing your channel really changes people. I follow White Lightning on Twitter, and I had him on my on the podcast several months ago now, and he's so much different than he was then. He was then very much outspoken against the view horror kind of video, just putting out content to put out content.
I'm back online video. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so he's just kind of decide, and he's readily admits it. I mean, he tweets about it and stuff that he is not that he needs to do whatever things he's doing in order to stay relevant and to keep growing his channel and stuff. And so he's totally cognizant of the fact that he's kind of, I don't know, quote unquote, selling out or doing whatever the other people are doing or Masterov's doing and stuff like that. But he's making a conscious decision that he wants his channel to be big and be popular and not, and kind of worry more about that than giving his kind of more hardcore viewers the stuff that they want to see. So
here's the advantage that I've always said that I had and that Hulk had, is that two things. One is that this is not my job. It never will be my job. This is not how I pay my bills or anything like that. So I don't have to do that. It's not. I'm not going to reach the point, even if I get to 100,000 subs, whatever. I'm not ever going to be at the point where I say, okay, I'm quitting my day job and I'm going to be a Clash of Clans YouTuber. That's not good planning for a grown up. You know what I mean? These guys are young. They're taking advantage of the opportunity that they have, and I don't blame them. I don't blame Chief Pat. I don't blame White Lightning. I don't blame any of these guys. They're doing what is an opportunity has presented itself, and they're taking advantage of it. Good for them. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing this because I love this game. There might come a day when I don't love this game anymore and I stop doing it. But even if that doesn't happen and I get big, I will never feel the need to support myself by this. So I don't feel like my viewers have any danger of all of a sudden I turn into one of these guys that are putting out these crazy videos for view whore videos, whatever you want to call them. It's just not necessary. I don't have to. I don't want to. I would rather go crawl in bed with my wife than sit here in the computer and make one of those videos. You know what I mean? It's like I don't care. I don't want to do it. So,
and one thing for me is like so many people. I just got to 500 Twitter followers, which seemed I never would, like when I first started, that seemed way insane, crazy number of people, and so that was pretty cool. But I could have so many more followers if I did these gift card or whatever iTunes. There's so many people on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube that do these giveaways for the iTunes cards and stuff, and follow me and retweet me and stuff, and I'll enter you for the iTunes card. And especially on Twitch, where people go on there and then they're just sitting in the chat waiting to try to win an iTunes card, and it just seems like, I mean, I would be too embarrassed to do that, like on Twitch, to just be like, yeah, come watch me, not because you want to watch what I'm doing, but because you want to win this card, like camp out in my chat while you're, watching TV or something to try to win this card and stuff. And this is, and the thing that you just did, which is awesome, is not, I would not categorize it the same thing, is that you just started getting One Hive Raids t-shirts, and so, to celebrate that, you did a giveaway of the t-shirt, which is awesome. So, I mean, that's not...
Hey, speaking of that, and I want to touch on that, because it was a thing that I didn't know what to do. When I was coming up and I first started and I had my 500 sub, I did a war recap giveaway. And then after I got to like 1,000 and so on, I started doing the iTunes gift cards. But honestly, I didn't enjoy it. And my viewers literally would say, Jake, we don't want your gift cards. Like, what you give us is the content. We don't care about your fucking iTunes $10 gift cards.
Yeah.
So I felt this need, and I still feel this need to show appreciation somehow say, guys, I do appreciate the fact that you're you're picking these videos to watch when, I mean, there's a billion videos on YouTube. You could watch anything. It doesn't have to be even Clash of Clans. You could be watching hot chicks in bikinis, whatever. You don't have to watch me. You choose to. So I do appreciate it. And it motivates me to continue making them. But speaking of the t-shirts, that's a good point. And I've got some more to give away. So maybe if somehow you want to give some to your listeners, I don't know what y'all, I don't know. We can give away five t-shirts somehow if they want to. I don't know if they call or email or what you guys normally have.
Fill out the survey on the website. Fill out the survey. I don't know how I actually proved that anyone. Oh, maybe you fill out the survey, take a screenshot of the fact that you filled out the survey and
email
tweet
it
it
to
at
you or
me, and then tweet it at me or email it to us, and then you get entered into the giveaway. That's
there you go.
Because we need
5 t-shirts.
All
and
right,
they are
sweet.
Guys. And by the way, you've got one coming. Probably.
I know. I saw the screenshot. It's awesome,
dude. It is, and honestly, it turned out better than I thought. Like when I got them, I was like, dude, I like this shirt. And when I first made it, I was like, whatever. But when I got it, it's pretty cool. So really cool. Figure that out. If you want to do that, just do the survey, screenshot it, tweet it to Boaz. I'll give some t-shirts away.
Nice. But yeah, so that's something that there's people that just kind of do that for the sake. Like there was this guy, Hurley Gaming, who I think is a fairly big YouTuber. I'm not really sure. I remember White Lightning was talking about him. That he has followed me a couple of times on Twitter, and like I'll check him out, and then I figure, he's a big, YouTuber. I should follow him too. But I looked at his timeline. Like each time he follows me, and then he unfollows me when I don't follow him back. but I look at his timeline, and it's all giveaways. Like that's all that it is. And so I'm just like, I don't want my timeline or my whatever it's called, my feed spammed with giveaway stuff. Like I don't. I mean, there's probably a way to turn that off, but I'm not really smart enough with Twitter to figure out how to filter that kind of stuff out. And so but it was like, I would rather. And he has 15,000 followers or something, but all he tweets out is these giveaway things. And so, I mean, I'm assuming the giveaways is in order to increase his followers, which is why he has
he's buying followers, basically.
Yeah, buying. And so, I would rather have my 500 people that are interested in what I have to say than, tons and tons of people that aren't interested in what I have to say, that aren't reading my tweets. They're just waiting for me to do, to give them something. And so I'd much rather, know that I have these people that are actually interested in what I'm tweeting out rather than just wanting, a handout or whatever. And so same thing goes on Twitch, people like Hulk who aren't, he's an extreme example because he not only isn't doing giveaways, he's not even doing anything his viewers want him to do. But
he actually talks down to them.
I know, fucking idiots! Why are you watching this? This is boring.
Yeah,
but
go do something.
Go do something else. But I mean, it does. I mean, I do see it where it makes sense, especially on Twitch, because you're making money. I would assume. By doing like money, that, it's an investment. It's
all about money. Yeah,
so
it is. It's all about money.
These cards,
and there's so much competition. It's so competitive. And again, that's why I always said I have an advantage over every other YouTuber out there. I don't do Twitch, but the guy that's not competitive, the guy that's not trying to make a living at it, you're going to gravitate to that guy because he doesn't. He's not pandering to you. He's not telling you what you want to hear. He's telling you what you need to hear. And that's what they want. They want the real thing. They don't want, entertainment's fun, but again, if my best form of entertainment was a Clash of Clans YouTuber or a Twitch YouTuber or a Twitch Clash of Clans guy. If that was the best entertainment I could find, that's a pretty boring afternoon. I mean, really.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of younger people that's like the new thing. Like, yeah, I mean, you can go on Netflix, or I mean, you could watch like Game of Thrones,
go
or go
outside.
on Netflix and watch the Peaky Blinders or Marco Polo, or you go outside and play sports or whatever. Or, kids, man, my son.
Go on a date.
I hope he plays sports when he's older and doesn't just watch video games.
Well, and I've got girls, so I guess I'm lucky because guys are more prone to gaming. But if my girls were sitting in their room watching someone else, and not even playing the video game themselves, watching someone else play the video game, I'm like, dude. And I get what again. That's why I have the advantage because I'm not. They're not just watching me play the video game. When when I've tried to watch other YouTubers or Twitch players, and even when I tried to watch Hulk on Twitch, nothing against Hulk because I love Hulk and he's awesome. But when I was watching him farm, I could only watch it for a few minutes. I can't watch someone else play a video game. If I'm learning something, if I'm getting better at the game, okay, that makes sense to me. But just to watch someone else play the game, I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think for him, it's more people fans of him, of his personality, of what he has to say. Even though he's an asshole, he has a huge following of people that that are like his personality and just love listening to him and stuff. So that was something else interesting about the Daddy interview is that he's this really big YouTuber, but he didn't really go into what his other job is or whatever, but he has a day job. He doesn't worry about the money aspect. I mean, he donates stuff to charity himself, money that he gets from the channel to charity. He was talking about having that thing where someone convinced him to put one of those gem things. You see so many big YouTubers have this free gems, blah, 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 and they're right at below their videos or whatever. And so he said that someone convinced him to do that, and he always got such a backlash from his fans and stuff, that he took it down right away and stuff. And so I think that is that probably is a big key difference is if you have another job, then it's a small sliver of your income, I would imagine. But if that's what you are doing for a job, then just having to grind out and the stress of I need to put out a video like every 4 hours or whatever, and it's just
it is, and props to Daddy for that because someone once said, and I can't remember who it was, they were talking about it. And they were talking about, it was a YouTube video I was watching back when I was first getting into YouTube and trying to get some tips on how to, be successful at it or whatever. And not that I want to be successful to make it a living, but to just have a good YouTube channel. So, I watch videos and stuff. And someone once said you're going to get, if you ever start to get big, you're going to get opportunities to promote things. And said the best advice I can give you is if you do not use it yourself, if you wouldn't use it, don't promote it because you're promoting something that is not probably in the best interest of your viewers. And I've had an opportunity, at the point I'm at, I've had an opportunity to get those free gym, type sponsorships, and I'm not going to do it because I don't use them. Why would I promote that? I'm not. Again, it's not about the money. It's just such a different seat that I'm sitting in than those guys that are doing it for the money. And obviously, Daddy is more along the line with me. Now, he's not a hardcore war guy, and that's fine because you don't have to be to enjoy the game. But it's just it's good if he's not doing things just for the money. He's going to have a better channel.
And it's interesting because we're at least working slowly towards getting sponsorships and stuff for our podcast, which I think would just be awesome. It would just be so surreal to be here, promoting some kind of product. Like that would just be so funny to me and stuff. But I mean, that's a good point. Is that we have this level of trust with our listeners, right. And so if it is something that's shady or something that's useless or whatever, I would definitely have a hard time promoting it and on the podcast and telling people to go buy it or to do whatever. However, I am definitely like looking forward. I mean, I'm curious to see what kind of promotion opportunities we get. But I'm very curious to see, what it is and to, I just started listening to the Joe Rogan podcast a little bit. Hulk was telling me about it, and it's really good. And at the beginning he does it promotes the products and stuff, and I just love how he does it, like just kind of wings it, doesn't like read the, something put together by a marketing team, and he just like talks about it and is like, funny about it, and if you're funny about it, people are going to be more likely to want to listen to it, not just fast forward through it or skip over it or whatever, if you do it like that. So yeah, I thought that was really an interesting way to present the advertisement.
Well, and you guys are going to get that opportunity because you're by far and away the most popular podcast, and you bring something that people enjoy. But like you nailed it. You do have a level of trust. The people that come here to listen to you are wanting to be entertained, obviously, but they also want something. They want knowledge. They want something that they don't know. And if you are presenting them with anything, any product, any service, and it's something that you wouldn't use yourself, that is going to leave a bad taste in their mouth. If they have a bad experience, it's not going to be that they're mad at the person that's providing that service or product. They're going to be mad at you. You recommended it to them. So that'd be my only advice is don't, if it's something that you need to try it yourself first, because you're going to have those opportunities. You guys are definitely going to.
Well, something that always cracks me up. So the thing that I've listened to by far more than, anything else combined in my life is, the Jim Rome show. So that's like my original, introduction to radio and, then to podcasting and stuff. And he's like the greatest salesman. He gets, all these products, it's like a handful of products that then he, promotes over and over. And he always convinces you that he uses them and stuff. But I mean, I realize like he's rich as fuck. There's no way he's using any of these products that he's promote. Like, why would he be using anything that any of his listeners would ever use? Like he's so much richer than all of them. But he has a knack of, of making it sound like he uses it every day, and you believe him and stuff. And I'm sure he wouldn't promote something that is shitty, because then you lose the trust of your listeners, and then therefore they're not going to believe you when you promote the next thing or whatever. But he's like, I use this every day. I mean, it's like, no, you don't. You rich
you're a liar.
You're not using that stuff.
Your driver might use that shit. You don't.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a talent to it. So I'll be
there
curious
is, but
to do that.
I feel so fortunate, and not only because of that, because of the fact that I have a job and I don't have to do this. It's something that I love to do, but because of the clan, the people that I'm surrounded by. Because I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I was in one hive and these crazy talented raiders, what would I have to show? I mean, it's like, what am I going to show? I'm going to show collector raids or, something that everyone else is doing. So I have this gold mine of just awesome raids that everybody wants to see. Yeah. So it's great.
So back to the update thing that we were talking about, the App Store leak or whatever. So there's something in that I thought was really interesting. The whole like clan leveling up and like the editing your badges, earning new badges and stuff. And so back in the day, I would have loved that stuff, like anything like that. Like I always like, why do you have so few badges and and stuff like that, and why can't you just do more to like edit your clan or to just promote your clan or do make your clan different than other clans and stuff. And so now I was looking at it and I was like, oh man, that sounds like a lot of work. like designing a new badge and trying to earn perks and
30 people having to input on what they want on the badge.
Yeah. And having to now we got to earn these this prestige so we're not below. And so I was thinking like it's that I had like less time on my hands now or something, but I think what it is that now there's war, and so we already have a way to set our clan apart from people and a way for our clan to earn prestige and stuff, and there was a huge vacuum of that in the past, and now it's just like we already have an outlet for everything, for wanting to promote our clan and represent our clan and contribute to the clan and stuff like that. So I think it will be cool. Just the more stuff you can do, the better. I think at some point there would be an oversaturation of stuff, in the game, but they're not nearly at that point yet.
No, definitely.
So I think
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that stuff would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool, but it's like you said, it's for people like us. War changed the game, and not just what we're interested in, but it changed everything. It's like you said, we don't think about the game outside of war. Everything that we think about is through the prism of war, and I understand that people don't get that. Some people are like, "What are you? That's crazy. War's stupid, or war's whatever." But that's the competition of it is what makes it so great, and we don't need anything more than that. What we need is that perfected. So for guys like me and you, it's things like that aren't as interesting as it might be for some farmers. Some farmers might love that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure anything can spice up the. So here, what do you think they mean by donate more troops at a time? How could you? Oh, because you can only donate 5 troops. Oh, I was thinking like more than someone's clan castle. That's
dude. I didn't get that till you just said that either.
Yeah. I didn't. I've been like thinking about that, and just when I said it out loud, that's when I realized it. But then get refunds and automatic upgrades on donated. Or do you think that means like you donate a level 6 archer and it becomes a level 7? Arch, and what is refunds? I don't
know.
You get the money back
refunds and automatic upgrades on donated troops.
But the
refund would have to be
Clan War loot bonus would be amazing because that's where I get all my loot from. That's my source of income. So
you non-farming bastard, you don't do anything outside of war.
I just farm my war loot and I raid the shit out of my own mines and collectors every day.
Good thing y'all win most of your wars, or your walls would be suffering.
That's true. Yeah, dude, that's always weird when you lose a war and you're like, wait, what? What? Oh, you don't get loot when you lose a war?
Well,
what the fuck?
I'll tell you what I did the other day that I haven't done in a while is I failed a raid in war, and I haven't done that in a while. And
like a 0 star?
Yeah, like a 0 star. And when I got my war bonus, I was like, what's this shit? Like 400,000. I was like, this is some broke ass shit. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's what happens when you suck. And so
was it a clan castle issue? Defensive clan castle issue?
I'm trying to remember what the hell I even did. I don't remember. It was just a war. Let me see if I can see it on my war events. It wasn't last war. No, that wasn't it. I don't remember. I just screwed up a war. I just lost. It happens, and it's been a while, but I was embarrassed, and I was like, God, sorry guys. But then when the war bonus came, I was like, somebody has dipped into my pot here or something. It was bad.
So there's some of these that are ridiculous, like this loot penalty lowered for attacking a town hall below yours. Mm-hmm. Oh, unless that, I don't think there's any way they would do that. Like that would be so terrible for town hall like 8s and 7s and stuff to. Oh wait, if it's only for one town hall below yours, then. But the penalty for attacking one town hall below yours isn't even that. It's only like 10% penalty or something.
I've never known the math on that. I don't even.
It's like
I've never delved into
you
that.
Get 90 if you go down one town hall. You get 90% of the loot, which means it's fine for Town Hall 9s to farm Town Hall 8s. But if you go down 2 Town Halls, you only get 50% of the loot. And this is like the storages. So that's when you get down to Town Hall 7s, you're only going to be raiding them if they have like crazy loot. And the main reason that loot suffers when you go up to Town Hall 10 is because you can no longer attack Town Hall 8s. Like, it doesn't affect your farming of Town Hall 9s that much, but now you get 50% of loot from Town Hall 8s instead of 90%. So yeah, but I could see them trying to do that if they really are trying to push the Town Hall 9s up to Town Hall 10 to have even less reasons to not do it.
I just can't imagine that being their goal. I mean, it could be, but that does not seem likely to me. I mean, why
the reason that people have said that is because if they are going to have a Town Hall 11, they need a lot more Town Hall 10s. I've heard that from many people, that the amount of Town Hall, and I think Dad even mentioned that in the interview, that there's not enough Town Hall 10s in the game to make Town Hall 11 feasible, because if most people are Town Hall 9 and lower, then Town Hall 11s aren't going to have anything to farm, and throw everything.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you agree or disagree with my argument that if Town Hall 11 was imminent, they wouldn't be releasing? They wouldn't have had level 7 archers and barbs and cannons and archer towers.
You mentioned it, but that makes total sense. Why would they still be coming out with? But I think maybe the reason is they need to. They need to come out with a steady stream of troops and defenses. Like, they need to constantly be, and if you notice, it's the most boring troops and defenses that have. It's the point defenses that have gone up to 13. Who cares if your archer tower is 12 or 13, your cannon is 12 or 13. What's going to matter is if your mortar is, up to level 9, or your Tesla's up to level, 9, or, whatever, all those different things. Your Inferno is up to level 4, that's what's going to matter. And like people intentionally keep point defenses low just because they are so unimportant. And so I think maybe that would be it, that they're giving the boring stuff to Town Hall 10, the archers, barbs, and they're going to
point defense is only unimportant as far as farming. In war, point defense is everything.
No, it's the reason to keep it low is because it's not important compared to its weight in war. So that's why I keep it low. Yeah, I mean, just the whole algorithm thing. But yeah, so I mean, if they're saving, which level 3 and whatever, balloons. So I don't know if they come up with balloon 7, that would be amazing. But stuff like that for Town Hall 11, then those are the things that people are going to want to move up for. Having another level on your Barch isn't enough of a reason to move up a Town Hall. So I could see that. I mean, they haven't come out with anything really good. They've only come out with the most boring stuff so far for Town Hall 10. So I don't know. But level 5 dragon, I could totally see that being a thing, because dragons are so obsolete above Town Hall 7 and beginning of Town Hall 8 and stuff. And I mean, I guess throughout Town Hall 8, depending on bases and stuff, but I would just much rather be hogging as a Town Hall 8 instead of using drags. But at least in Town Hall 9 and 10, dragons are just not used at all, and so that seems kind of a shame to have this troop that's like the flag. It was like the flagship troop in the entire game for a while. Yeah, the pinnacle of all the troops for a while, and now it's just a kiddie troop. It's a low level Town Hall.
Well, and I could see them doing that, but here's my when I did my video on the possible leaked update, what I said about that was, I don't know, especially with the popularization of La Lunion and La Lune, whatever you want to call it, I don't know that it would be used that much at Town Hall 10. I think maybe it would, but honestly, I think it would have a greater impact at Town Hall 8 because of the defensive clan castle troops. You think about throwing a level 5 dragon in there. And I don't know. I mean, dude, that could change everything at the Town Hall 8.
Because it still only takes 20 spaces.
Yeah, the space is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be something that,
That's
basically
interesting.
blocks 3 stars at Town Hall 8. I don't, depending on how powerful they made it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And imagine having a Town Hall 7 having it in your clan castle.
Dropping that on
your
a Town Hall
offensive clan castle.
I mean, dude,
yeah.
you could drop it would be bad.
Yeah. Just
So I don't know. I don't know how they. Let me completely switch gears on you if you don't care, and I don't even know if you want to get into this because of controversial sake.
Oh,
let me ask you this.
I'm already intrigued.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw some names out. I know you don't like to do that, but I had a person ask me about something, and I've got an opinion on it, and I want to know yours.
Okay.
Clash heads and some other clans that quote, and I listened to one of your podcasts on it talking about it, that quote hunt these top war clans. I don't have a problem with someone wanting to do that, wanting to hunt down these top war clans and get a matchup. What I have a problem with is the way they do it. They go to they form this clan that no one cares about, this fluffy bunnies or whatever it is. They've got no skin in the game. You know what I mean? It's fine if you want to hunt somebody down and fight them, but have your name on the line as well. If they lose, what have they lost? They've lost nothing. If they win, now they've knocked the other clan down a peg by some no name just basically putting a loss on their record. Have the gonads to do it with your own name, with like I said, with some skin in the game, with your own name on the line as well. Then I see no problem with it. Then it's okay, fine. If that's what's fun to you, hunt somebody down. But what's your opinion on that?
No, that's a great. So I have very mixed feelings on this subject. Like, I wish top war clans would face each other all the time. Like, I wish that was just always happening. But there's all these issues, these barriers to it. People doing their searches 12 hours apart, or just not matching up, and one person's going to be at a big disadvantage if they are dropping certain people or taking on certain people or things like that, and just people don't want to have a disadvantage, when they're doing a big matchup like that. And so, on the one hand, I love the concept of hunting and ambushing because it gives us these dream matchups that you never get. I mean, what are the odds of a great matchup happening? Team YOLO Reddit Troopers, like that was amazing, but and that was just random, like that just
one in a million.
Occur. Yeah, but these other especially Clash Heads is the main one that does it and organizes it and stuff. Like that's so cool to have top clans facing off against each other. But the issues with everyone says wins don't mean anything. The leaderboard doesn't mean anything, because there's all these, like we fought that clan that was just a few wins behind Team YOLO, and they were terrible. So there's like clans on the leaderboard who are not any good, and so it's not. And everyone kind of just says, it doesn't mean anything. It's not that important. There's lots of the very best war clans aren't, in that realm of that many wins and stuff.
Right.
But so they seem to be caring a lot about that, because it seems like the only clans they hunt are clans on the leaderboard.
Well, they've openly said that. They've openly said the only ones we're interested in hunting, quote hunting, are the ones on the leaderboard. And obviously there's motivation behind it. And again, I don't see a problem with it. If your goal in life is to hunt those guys down, more power to you. But put some skin in the game. Do it with your own name. If you lose, you lose. That's part of hunting someone down.
So no, that's what I'm getting at, is that everyone says, it's not important, it's not an indicator of your skill and stuff. But so if one of the top clans is taking down all the other clans, or even fighting them evenly, and having a 50% chance of winning or whatever, if you're doing that with your own clan, then that's awesome, because then the wins at the top still mean something.
They mean something, exactly.
If you are getting easy matches every time in your own clan, or whatever random matches, which are generally going to be a gimme for an amazing war clan like that, but then you're ensuring that the other top clans get hard matches for all their matchups, then the win totals mean even less. Then I feel like you might be at the top of the leaderboard, but then it's meaningless. Like, everyone will just be like, yeah, you have the most wins, but it's because you fought all these clans without risking anything, and so it's completely,
That's my only argument. Nothing against clash heads. I don't have a problem with clash heads. All I'm saying is, look, if what's enjoyable to you is hunting down these top clans, great. That's a fair way to play the game. You're matching up. Obviously it's got to be a pretty close matchup, or Supercell wouldn't. The algorithm wouldn't even match them. But
for sure.
But you're risking nothing when you do it in another clan. Have the. If that's exciting to you, think about how much more exciting it would be is if you were risking something. If you're risking nothing, if you lose, oh well, we all go back to our clans, and they're not really all from clash heads, but they're I guess the majority. But they all go back to their respective clans that have had easy matchups.
That would be their argument, though, is that the clans that some of them are all clash, some of the ones that they've done in the past, but like the latest one, it's not, it's a group of clans, and so they would kind of say like that's, that's silly to be saying that it's all clash heads and stuff, and which it's a group of people, but clash heads is the one clan that gains something from it, or maybe there's other,
because they're on the leaderboard,
because they're the ones that are that close to the top, and so if they were going. Like, if they were setting this stuff up just for the sake of having amazing wars, like, that would be awesome. Create an alliance, create two, alliances and have them fight each other, or just do, like, if it was just for that, then that would be awesome. But to go just based on the wins is...
Well, and do it under the Clash Heads banner.
Yeah,
if
you do it with your own clan, then if you hit the top, it will mean something. It'll
mean something. Then that's my only gripe. And someone was talking to me about it, and I was like, that's my thought on it. I don't have a problem with them hunting. However anybody wants to play this game, within the, not cheating, obviously not third-party programs, but however they want to play the game that's fun for them, I'm all for it. Whether it's casual, hardcore, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if you're going to try to rig the system to where you have nothing to lose and everything to win, to me that's just a little weak. It's not like I think it's, cheating or anything like that. I'm just saying it's kind of chicken shit, that's all.
Yeah, and I think that the whole concept of arranged matchups is awesome, and even the whole concept of hunting and ambushing, like the time it takes to put in to calculate the matchups, and just the result of having great great players play each other, like that's a game changer. Like if Supercell isn't going to give us what we want, if they're not going to give us clan war tournaments and clan war leagues and stuff, then that's awesome for Clash Heads and other clans to take the initiative to set up these matchups. But it's kind of like, if you do care about the leaderboard, then you're cheapening it by doing this.
Exactly.
It's kind of, you're making it irrelevant. Everyone's just going to say, yeah, they might be the top, but they never warred with their own.
They rigged it. Maybe they are the best, maybe they're not, but they rigged the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so people aren't gonna respect that. But then, so if you're saying you don't care about the leaderboard, then by all means make a bunch of temporary clans, but just do it for good matchups, not for the wins and stuff. And so I think they're doing themselves a disservice, because they will definitely become the winningest clan. If they continue this, like it's a smart idea. They will become the winningest clan, but then people are gonna just think of them as, they're not gonna think of them as a true champion. They're gonna think, oh yeah, they engineered that spot. So I think my advice to them would be, do it with your own. That the issue is that it's so much easier to make a perfect mirror with, people from other clans and stuff, and so it would be much harder with your own clan. But if you did it with your own clan, then people would be impressed with you when you're the number one. But otherwise, they're not going to be. So you're kind of setting yourself up for a bad situation. So yeah, it's
and what I'm saying is what you're saying. Yes, you can. It's just as easy to mirror that clan you're hunting under the Clash Heads banner as it is under the Fluffy Bunny banner or whatever the hell they're doing it under. They can kick the people, they can move them around.
People.
Yeah, same deal. But nothing against Clash Heads. I don't have a problem with Clash Heads. I got nothing against them. I mean, they're doing what's fun to them in the game, which is great. I'm just saying, put some skin in the game, risk something, have something to lose, not just nothing to lose and everything to win. You'll have more fun doing it, and then, like you said, it will mean more to the spectators.
Yeah, then the community will think much more highly of you for finally achieving that spot.
Like when they hunted down Reddit troopers, same thing. It was Clash Heads versus Reddit troopers. That was a big war. Everybody was interested in it. Who cares if it's Fluffy Bunnies versus, I don't know who they're fighting now. They've got matched up against somebody.
Engamy was now they got Team YOLO.
Team YOLO, that's right.
They got Team YOLO.
Who cares about Fluffy Bunnies versus Team YOLO? No one cares because Fluffy Bunnies don't have 150 wins. So that's not a big war.
That's true. Yeah. But they did have so a lot of these clans I've thought of as assuming they're not going to be very good, especially Engamy. I remember back when I was tracking the undefeated ones to see who would be the first to lose. It was Reddit Troopers, Team YOLO, and Engamy for a long time were the three top clans, going back and forth depending on search time and stuff like that. And the thing was though that Reddit Troopers and Team YOLO were 40-person clan, 35, 40, 45, whatever wars, and Engamy was down at staying at 15, closed off and just not ending up with tough. I mean, there's not a lot of great war clans down at 10, 15. And so they were getting the same amount of wins for doing that. Their wins were worth just as much on their clan description, but they were not, having the same level of competition and stuff. And so I always thought of them as kind of a chicken shit clan for doing that. But I mean, maybe they were just a tight-knit group of people who didn't want other people in there. I don't know. You never know.
Maybe. But there's always an asterisk besides those people. It's always they're good, but they do this. It's like what's his name that had the home run record? Yeah, but everybody took steroids. He did it, but there's an asterisk there.
But so Clash Heads the Fluffy Bunny Alliance or whatever decided to take on Engamy, and so I was like, that's cool because these guys are kind of been hiding at this low level thing, but I assumed it was just going to be a blowout. I assumed they were just gonna I was thinking how about do a fun challenging war instead of this? But so the first one they won, they just barely beat them. They beat them by a few stars. So then they matched up with them immediately afterwards. So that's kind of how this gets a little shady. Is they face them with one clan, and then the very next war they faced them with another clan because then they knew when they were searching and they knew etc. But it was an awesome result. So Engamy, they gemmed 2 of their Town Hall 9s to Town Hall 10 and ended up winning by 1 star.
See, that's hilarious, but now, here's the thing.
Now they're stuck with 2 Town Hall 10s that they wish they didn't have. Yeah.
But it's still, they did not, that didn't cost Reddit Troopers anything. Or Clash Heads anything.
Yeah.
It didn't cost them anything. Yeah. That's what's not fair about it. They got their ass kicked, and they didn't risk anything. So that's the only part that bothers me. Yeah. Had they hunted those guys down, and got turned around on them, it's like it's like if you start picking on somebody and he whips your ass, it's like, okay, that sucked. But if you're incognito, then what, no one knows.
Yeah, it's so yeah, that was the thing, is like I thought that was such a cool, fascinating result that they're just like, fuck this, we're sick of getting hunted and getting beat, we're gonna,
just jam up and beat your ass. Yeah.
But yeah, then still in all of that, Clashes didn't take a loss. It was just like a
didn't
regular,
hurt them at all.
Day-to-day war. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm really behind that whole concept. I think that Clash Heads is revolutionizing clan wars. Like I think it's a really cool concept, and just it's creating great matchups out there. But I think my advice to them would be, don't do it in such a way that you become like the bad guys in the eyes of the community, and you delegitimize your position. Like right now you're one of the top clans, the one of the very best mixed war clans out there, working on proving that you are the best. I mean, maybe they are the best one, but if they do this, they're gonna be an asterisk. They're going to be an asterisk clan, and
they're tainting their own name, because people don't like stuff like that. People don't like, again, had the Reddit Trooper matchup. I don't think anyone took anything away from them, because there it was them versus Reddit. It was the two clans. But this Fluffy Bunny stuff, I mean, that if they hunted us down and beat us, what we think we care if we get beat by Fluffy Bunny, some hunting party? I mean, that's silly. That's nothing. Now, if One Hive faced off against Clash Heads, that would be something people would want to know. Oh my God, what happened? We would want to watch this. But Fluffy Bunnies, I mean, honestly, Team Yellow, I heard about this because it was in GroupMe, but who cares who wins between Team Yellow and Fluffy Bunnies?
I mean, I'm curious, because I'm always these top clans that don't have YouTube channels and Twitch channels and aren't on the forums and stuff. You always wonder how good they really are, because you never see any videos of them. Like, are they just getting a bunch of easy or even semi-easy matchups? Like if you're a pretty good clan, you're going to win most of your wars. Like, are they staying ahead of the curve? Are they doing all Golaloon attacks? Are they 3-starring a lot of Town Hall 10s? Like, where are they in the whole? So I am curious to see what the status of Team YOLO is right now. Are they still as good as they were when they tied Reddit Troopers? But yeah, it would just be so much more exciting if it was one of the big clans doing it, instead of a hunting clan. So
like that, I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he started streaming when that war between Reddit and Clash Heads was going on, and like I don't think the guy was really a streamer. He just sort of got on, did it, and had like 600 people watching. Not a famous Twitch guy or anything like that. Just a guy that was in one of the clans. Put it up there, 600 viewers.
Oh I think it was Per.
It was. It was
from Reddit Troopers. He's a good guy, like him.
Yeah, super nice guy. But I mean, it's just kind of like, people love that stuff, but I guarantee you put Clash Heads and Fluffy Bunnies on there, you're not getting 600 viewers. Maybe I'm wrong, but I wouldn't watch it.
No, because I mean, especially the uninformed people aren't going to have heard of them, and so like
me and you know what's going on,
community is would be curious, but still, it's just not the same. So I mean, like, huge shout out to Clash Heads for doing that. I mean, for taking the initiative to make great, wars happen. But yeah, just, I guess a word of advice is, don't, like, if you want to have the record, don't make the record meaningless, because that's what you're kind of in the process of doing. So yeah. But yeah, that's, I guess I don't have a huge problem with,
well, I didn't mean to bring it up like a controversial thing either, because I know.
No, it's a good thing to talk about, and I think it's very interesting to people too. It's just a really interesting facet of the game that you can do that. That people were learning more and more and more about the war algorithm, and people are doing more and more and more to exploit it and to maximize their position and their clan's ability and stuff like that. And so Supercell intentionally doesn't, let that stuff out, but, if you know enough about war and you're smart enough at it, then you're gonna figure it out. And
we figured that out long ago. That's why we did our scrimmages, I mean, same thing we did. We figured out basically our values and matched up evenly, and we've done 2 or 3 scrimmages and always been matched up. So it's not impossible, and it takes a little time, but you can do it.
And 2.0 just did another scrimmage, right? And they tied, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they did. I think they did an all La Lunian scrimmage too. I didn't go over there. I wish I would have. I've just been so busy that I didn't go over there. But I think it was like you had to do La Lunian attacks, all air. Yeah, it was kind of cool. They had a good time. Hey, we just had a close. How is y'all's warfare going? We just had a close war out of nowhere.
We just had a bad run of war. Well, no, now our log only has 1 loss on it. But we actually had 3 losses on our log, which I don't remember the last time that happened. But one was clash heads. One was, I guess other ones were Asian clans, just Asian characters. But I mean, they were all we lost by a couple stars or something. Mm-hmm. But we've just had a ton of new blood in the clan, and it sucks because we'll have a war that we should win, and then we'll lose it because this unpredictability of players that we didn't know whether they were good or not and stuff. And so we've been kind of talking about that, whether we should have some kind of audition process or audition clan or, something, just because it sucks to, this war, we have 5 new people or something that haven't warred with us before, and some of them really sucked. And it's putting us way behind the 8 ball. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate. So
it happens. I mean, it's tough. It really is, because you have to have a pretty steady supply to have a true tryout clan or a feeder clan like that. But then again, it is a big liability. We always limited it to 2 new people per war. That limited your exposure to someone that couldn't carry their weight. So maybe try that. Just saying, okay, yeah, we're going to only take so many new people that we've never warred with before per raid or per war.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think that would be a good way to do it. But I think also we usually try to give people a couple wars, so it's not if you screw up once you get kicked out. I think maybe we should some people just kick them out after one thing, and not worth risking another one.
You can tell.
Depends on if it's bad luck or if it's, you can kind of tell.
You can tell whether someone just had a bad, unlucky, maybe traps weren't where they thought, or if they just literally don't know what they're doing, I
was watching one guy, I'm a hot girl, want to whore loons and minions. Do we like pie? Someone just requested, do we like pie?
Oh my god. Huh. See, we got to the point now where we don't even allow in-game applications. 0, none. The clan's closed 24/7.
Yeah, we definitely don't have people that, especially including myself, want to put in time, that much time outside the game to do it. So we totally just base it on people's profiles and stuff, and by talking to them if we let them in. But something that we realize is that totally opens you up to spying, because even if you kick someone out immediately after,
I heard the podcast. I know what you're saying.
Which sucks, because we were having a discussion in the line chat, some of the podcast clans spy, and we're like, oh, it's a legitimate part of the game and stuff because it's so easy to defend against. And I was like, it's impossible for us to defend against. I mean, we are a well-known clan. They're like, well, don't you ask people, how they found you or whatever, or don't they say it in their requests? And I was like, yeah, the requests pretty much all say, saw you on YouTube. It's pretty easy to,
if someone was wanting to come spy, they would know what to say. I mean, that's a dumb argument. That's why we had to close it down. We literally had other top clans. I mean, they would they would send someone over. We look at the recruit, like, oh yeah, it looks like a good recruit. We'd let them in. 10 minutes later, they're gone, and they're a co-leader at this other top war clan. We're like, okay, enough of this shit. We shut it down, and we haven't had it happen since.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about not being at that very top level is, like, it would be such a pain in the ass to have to, just like it's just like you were saying, it's nice to not be at the top number of wins, because that would be such a pain in the ass to be getting, hunted and having, all whatever drama and trolling and stuff that comes with it. So it's the same thing with us. It would be so much bigger responsibility, of preventing stuff like that if we were, more well known and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was interesting. So many people in the podcast family were like, yeah, that's because for them it's, you have to say that you're a fan of the podcast to get into the clan, and so it's kind of a nice way to filter people out. Like, it's, but someone could figure out to do that, but it's, I don't know. It's a pretty nice, like, way to be able to filter it. But it's interesting that some of them are like, oh yeah, no, it's a normal part of the game. And some people, like, someone was mentioning it in my clan, and someone's like, that's as bad as iModding. Like, that's, like, you know where all the traps are, like, how are you different than an iModder if you're spying on someone's clan? And I definitely don't think it's to that extent, but you're just getting an unfair advantage,
That's an interesting thing. Someone in my channel, I think it was today, asked me on my cheating video, said, do you think it's wrong to send spies to a clan that has the clan just set to open, open whatever, anybody can join? And I said, well, yes, of course it's wrong, but I do not put that at the same level as iMod, because that clan's stupid. Okay, I will give them some credit. That clan's ignorant for doing that, but it is still, at the very least, it's unsportsman. It's just, it's weak. It's, yes, you know where all the traps are at that point, but at least the clan that's being spied on at that point has to take some responsibility because they left their clan open. I don't think any serious war clans do that, so I guess that clan probably doesn't even care, if you come on a different basis. But, it is
that was kind of
their,
that was their argument, was that it's so easy to defend against, like, anyone should, because they all may once or twice a week close your clan during war day and prep day, and I was like, dude, if we close our clan during war day and prep day, we would never be open. We are always on war day or prep day, so
exactly.
that's not that's not a solution. And then the other one is, they have to have a convincing, request message or whatever. But so a lot of time we let someone in based on their profile, and then we interview them, and if they don't have something convincing to say, like, we thought it was pretty foolproof, that if they didn't have something really convincing to say, then we'd kick them out. And so now it turns out it doesn't matter how quick you kick them out.
Yeah,
so
once they're in, top deal. Yeah.
Which makes it kind of like, well, let's just not worry about spies then, because
it is. You have to do. We got to that point. You have to do one of two things. You have to say, okay, screw it. Spies are going to be spies, or you have to have a system to where they can apply outside of the game, and that you have to stick to that, because there's no in between. If a clan wants to get in and see your stuff, they'll send a member that you don't know. A lot of people have alternate accounts that you don't know that look like good applicants, and so there's no way to defend against that. And if they really want to get in there, they're going to know what to say. If they know who you are, they know who the true sons are. They're going to say, yeah, hey, I love the podcast, I want to come join the clan. So. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's just kind of the nice thing though is the vast majority of clans we face don't speak English, so they could I guess switch their language to English, as someone that has an English sounding name. But like you so often see ones that come over and then they try to speak English, and they're so obviously not able to speak English, like they'll say stuff with ridiculous grammar and stuff, and then you just kick them out. But now they.
Yeah, they're in. Well, if they know that part of it, anyways, they're in.
Yeah, maybe not everyone knows that, so maybe that's because I know I didn't know that, so maybe.
No, I didn't.
Maybe
I
that's
didn't assume
grace.
that at all.
Yeah.
Well, it sucks, but it's people are always going to try to find an advantage, and either you're going to be vigilant and defend against it, because it does take a lot of time. going through applications outside of the game. Poor Shu, one of the co-leaders there in the clan, Shu, he's been on a lot of attacks on the channel. That's sort of his department, and I mean, he gets like sometimes like 40 a day. I mean, it's crazy. And most of them are ridiculous apps that he can, immediately do away with. But then, some of them are close or borderline, or it's like a full-time job going through these applications. So, I mean, it's a big commitment to do it outside of the game.
Oh, Shu, is his group me Mr. Shu?
Yeah.
Is he like a helicopter or something?
Nice.
So. Yeah, he PM'd me and when we were in one of the same chats and was saying that he likes the podcast and stuff. So
yeah, that's true. He's cool. Yeah, he's a cool guy, and he's an awesome writer. I mean, I've displayed a lot of his attacks and stuff, but he's sort of in charge of the recruiting aspect of it. And like King Beef over at Genesis, I mean, he gets, oh my god, I don't know how many King Beef.
Yeah, I would imagine if you're a lower level clan like that, you would have so many, because they're like the best known, Town Hall 8-ish clan, I would think. Like, I don't know of any other really well-known war clans that are recruiting Town Hall 8s or accepting Town Hall 8s,
Well, and it was always something that I guess sort of fought for inside One Hive. I was like, I know that we want, and we do, we still want these tougher matchups with higher level Town Hall 9s, Town Hall 10s. We want even matchups, but tougher matchups. And, I was always like, we're missing out. There's some beast raiders out there that are just new to the game. They're Town Hall 8s, whatever. And so I always wanted to not cut that out. So when the idea came along for Genesis, I was excited about it, and I was like, yeah, this is a good thing, because we're going to find, and we've already found, 2-3 just amazing, raiders that are going to be just beast Town Hall 9s, Town Hall 10s when they get to that point. So it was an untapped thing that we needed to do.
So it is good, a functional feeder type clan too.
It is.
Nice.
They are technically, I guess, a feeder. People can go to 2.0 or 1.0 from there. And even like if we get a Town Hall 9 or 10 applicant that we don't know about, we'll send them there. Say, hey, go do a few wars there. That way, King Beef, a couple of guys can check. Keo's got an alt over there. Rex has an alt over there. They can check them out, and then we know without having to risk that what they're all about, what they can do. So it's been a great asset.
That would really be nice to have a way, a screening process like that. But
but in their own right of a clan, I mean, they're undefeated. They're killing it. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know how long they'll go undefeated. I mean, I guess at some point surely they have to lose, but those guys they're tearing it up. And I guess it's when you have that concentration and you have that many lower level Town Hall 7s, Town Hall 8s, it's hard to get that many good ones in one spot. So they've got that advantage.
Definitely. It's got to be tough to have a real chance at losing. But yeah, I've watched several of those videos. That's really cool to see, Town Hall 8s attacking, with the same kind of strategy and stuff as Town Hall 9s. It's fun to watch. Yeah,
it is, and there's still a lot of dragon and hog attacks, but I mean they do throw out some a holo or a goho or something like that. And it's fun to watch, because back when I was Town Hall 8, I mean that didn't even exist. No one even knew what that strategy was. Not even nobody was doing it. So it's pretty cool.
I was proud of myself for mixing in balloons with my dragons when I was at Town Hall 8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was proud if I just got the 3-star. I didn't care how I got it. So. Yeah, it was cool. All right, well,
yeah. Is
this it? Are we done for tonight?
I think so. I feel
like you're fading on me.
I kind of am. But the good news is that Jake and I will be back again and again. So definitely, this is gonna be a thing. So
there'll always be something war related to talk about.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I've got some other stuff that I didn't get to here, so that's good. And and the interview that we did was definitely by far the most reaction, the strongest reaction, positive reaction from the listeners and stuff. And so I think that it's going to be people are going to be very happy that we are going to be doing it more often. So
Oh, that's cool.
Glad we can do that for people.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And I wish that I wish there was more of a telling update, because I really wanted to talk about that. But I guess next time we'll know exactly what it is, and we can go over everything.
So, yeah, we'll know what happened, and we'll know a little more about it, so we can kind of review it and stuff. So that'll be good.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, and have another whiskey. I'm gonna switch from caffeine to beer here and start to wind down.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man. See you.
Bye.
All right. Well, that concludes episode 2 of the Warlog. As always, you can find us at clashofclanspodcast.com or by searching for Clash of Clans Podcast on iTunes. You can find me on Twitter at TrueSonBoaz, Jake at OneHiveRaids, and his channel is called One Hive Raids. As always, keep it clashy.
Introducing Clan Wars, Clan versus Clan Wars. Don't believe me? Ask my boy. That's right, we got Clan Wars. Clan Wars are finally here. You've been waiting a couple of years. Hope you got your troops maxed out. Hope you got your loot maxed out. All the time you were chasing cups. You should have been farming gems and stuff. Let's get your defense up. Get better at attacks, because it's gonna take a lot more than just sniping town halls. If you go against my clan, we're gonna 3-star all of y'all. Howlin' Wolf's the clan name. I'm Aries with you in numbers. But if you come against my clan, that Howlin' Wolf is gonna hunt you. Infernos on fire. Heal spells and hog riders. Go wee and go white. Got giants so healers take flight. Dragons and raise bell. Fire flame burn just like hell. Oh well, sit back and listen. Clash of Clans got new additions. CLANWARS. Now we're gonna really see which clans are the best. Clash of Clans, I'm the man. Got my iPhone in my hand. Prepping day is about to end. Come on, let the war begin. Got CC troops on ready to fight. Play Clash of Clans both day and night. Making lots of raids, no time for resting. Hope the servers don't lose connection. Got my heroes, got my spells. Caps all full, so all is well. Living bases best to wear, cause I'm powered up like Supercell. Clan Wars. We got Clan Wars.